guys. I finished my quiet time. It took a little longer, and I usually don't rush my quiet time with the Lord. And I was actually diving deeper into learning more about Rubies. As I said, I'm inviting you to flourish her community. We're gonna go through 31 days of becoming a woman of noble character, and today we were reading, I shared from Proverbs 31 verse 10, where it talks about who can find a noble character. And the first verse we're diving into is, it talks about how worth is far much more than rubies. And I had never actually researched about rubies, so I dived deeper into that. And we always learn more about diamonds and gold and silver, but I came to find out about rubies. Rubies are very rare, and they're part of gemstones. And one of the things, actually, they are known as the king of gemstones. And I was wondering, why didn't God use her worth is far much more than gold or silver, but he specifically used rubies. So rubies, ooh, it is cold, but we have to show up to the gym, right? So I'm gonna sit here for a moment and just warm up the car as I share. So rubies are actually found in very specific parts of the world, more specifically Mozambique, as well as Marna and Sri Lanka. They're very rare, and they are extracted and mined through hard pressure mining and extraction. But the formation of rubies is very specific because they are formed in the earth crust, the geological earth crust, over millions of years. Over millions of years. So why am I sharing this? Some of the things that we go through, some of the pressure and the life challenges we go through, becoming a woman of noble character, some of the things that we endure and overcome and are resilient from, help mold us into women of noble character. Our worth is not found in the material things, because the world has conditioned us to associate our worth with material things, or status, or where we live, or the friends we associate ourselves with, or the cars we drive, or the clothes we wear, or the bags we carry, right? Learn who God has created you to be. And I'm telling you, the moment you discover that your worth is far much more than rubies, you will never be bothered or feel like as though you need to prove your worth. If you find a woman who's constantly trying to prove her worth by constantly sharing, and there are women who are out there who have undergone immense trauma, and some of them, the only way they feel they can be seen or loved or feel valuable is offering themselves in terms of selling their bodies or revealing their temple, so to speak. And my heart usually goes out to those kind of women, because until they deal and confront and heal from what traumatized them, that is how they will always associate their worth with. So it's very important as women, take the time to heal, take the time to really do the inner work, because there are many times we associate even relationships with worth, right? And it's so important that you know who God has created you to be and who He says you are. And my hope and prayer, even as we get on to the next 31 days together, you will come out with a lot of value and really knowing I am a woman of worth. I am worthy. I don't have to prove my worth by bringing things onto the table or in the table, right? Because that has been going on for a while, where you hear women saying, oh, this is what I bring to the table. Just because you bring stuff to the table, that's good for you, but that's not who you are, right? Anyway, I'm excited and I'm looking forward to sharing more, and I'm also learning more as well as we grow together. And my hope and prayer is that Flourish Her community is a space where we can empower, encourage, educate each other. And it's not just about spiritual aspect. We will focus on the 7 pillars of your life as we go along. Obviously, number 1 is faith. Number 2 is family, fitness, finances, friendship, food. When it comes to food, we'll be diving deeper into that, because that also plays a big role in who we are as women of noble character, as well as the kind of friends we have. Friendship is the other pillar, and also the other pillar is fun, right? It's good to have fun, and don't take life too seriously. You got to be a person who loves to have fun. That's legal. But nonetheless, love you all, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. And I will be putting the link on the comment section for inviting you to join us on the private Facebook community. It's called Flourish Her Community. It's a private Facebook community. So click the link, and most importantly, if this kind of vlogging or content encourages you, empowers you, hey, don't keep it to yourself. You've got to share it. We're not stingy, we're generous, right? And let me know in the comment what your biggest takeaway is. And if you've ever associated your worth to stuff or to careers, to relationships, or what you've attained, let me know. Because there's a time in my life I also thought my worth is in what I did in terms of my career, where I lived, the car I drove, and even the person I'm married to. But I learned that none of that determines my worth. None of that determines my worth. And I've shared my story. Actually, when I was in my 20s, I actually was in a very toxic relationship, and I had no clue. Number one, I had no clue who I was. I did not understand my worth. So I had associated my worth with being married to this person. And when things happened in that relationship that ended, obviously there was infidelity, there was IPV or DV, and I hit rock bottom. I hit rock bottom, and I lost myself. And even in the relationship, I remember I had lost myself as well, because I didn't know my worth, right? And when you don't know your worth, you do not have any standards. So whoever comes your way, you take them, right? We'll be diving into how, as a woman of noble character, you know the standards that God has drawn for you and for your life. And I'm so grateful that I got out of that situation, because my goodness, I could have died. Not just physically, but also emotionally. I was dead. It's like I had nothing to live for, right? And when you're in a healthy and wholesome relationship, you look forward to life. You feel inspired. You feel encouraged. You feel challenged. And if you're a woman, and I'm speaking specifically to women, if you are in a relationship that is draining the life out of you, that's not a place for you to be. That's not an environment that's healthy for you. When you're in a relationship that just drains the life out of you, that's a big red flag. Especially when you feel like you're not even inspired or motivated because this person is constantly belittling you, is constantly disrespecting your boundaries, is constantly not respecting you, right? Know your worth. And once you know your worth, you will not allow anyone to violate those boundaries. So, women, it's a high time you know who God has called you to be, know your worth, and have values and standards. And anyone who disrespects your boundaries or your standards has no business being in your life. Give them the gift of goodbye. And I'm telling you, that's the best thing you could ever do for yourself. And the moment I did that, I actually started to discover the greatness and the worth and the beauty and the treasure that God had placed in my life. And I'm so grateful to God, for He rescued me from a place that was causing me to die, not only physically, because I remember I attempted to take my life. I attempted to unalive myself when I was in that relationship because I had nothing to live for. I was so broken. I was so messed up emotionally, physically. I mean, every part of me was just broken. But thank God, He rescued me, literally rescued me. And I'm grateful to God. And that's why I'm so passionate about the importance of knowing who God says you are, the importance of knowing that you are fearfully and wonderfully made by God. Start this day from that space, okay? I was just waving to my husband, but nonetheless, the car has warmed up. Be blessed. We'll talk some more.